Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's an example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. We might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, because they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentle.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive part, whether he can issue The president's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would
can't?
Be a gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt. Or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a
this.
pardon also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that committee?
The seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
You know, Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people. Commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One who, in fact, one drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold him.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama-Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators thinking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Diablo, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Night.
Yep, it's another Tuesday. Hello, good damn morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Night on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Night channel, where apparently there's a whole lot of crap going on the internet. Well, and that's what we talk about. So, so that's what's up. Anyway, I originally was going to talk about Iran and war and things happening and Trump, the pardon thing and all that. And then I saw an article that made me, well, just kind of annoyed. And it got me to wondering the question that I post up there. What about the other kids? Now, what does that mean? I've noticed, well, and surely you have, that everyone in the social sphere of the United States of America and around the world are really concerned about a certain demographic that, some of it may actually have, be real as far as the dysphoria, and some of it may be social contagion. There's all kinds of reasons why we're seeing this dramatic trend in this certain demographic. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people affected by this, not just the kids who are within this demographic, but the kids who are not within this demographic, the kids who also need protection, the kids parents who also have concerns, parents who, maybe have their own opinions and their own thoughts, and their thoughts are being squelched by the people who are active on behalf of the demographic that I'm speaking of. And the story I saw today I don't have any other way to put it. It just pissed me off. And hopefully we'll get some clarity regarding this from the judicial system, but I don't have any faith in the judicial system because, pardon me, so many in the judicial system have been captured by ideology or politics or whatever, or virtue signaling or whatever it is they do. And certainly not by science, because the science has evolved greatly. And there is science that maybe supports the fact that we've been pushing it a little too hard and too many people are just getting caught up in it. So that's the main story today, but there's lots of other stuff going on. Obviously, there's always stuff going on. And boy, oh boy, the lefties are just out there with the lefty propaganda, whatever. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things today, as much as we can in the short time we have in the shortened show because of my lateness, my CPT, as someone mentioned in the chat. Speaking of which, I must say hello to the chat. So first in the chat today, of course, and even beating me is Mr. Avocados Diabli, who gets the bell. Congratulations. Yes, my little computer glitch made me not able to get on the show. I couldn't get into my own chat. That's amazing. When you beat me in the chat, you are really ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. I'm not going to sing that song because I'm not falling in love with you. Okay, here's a quiz. Who sang it? And you have to have both names. If you look it up, you cheated, but I don't care. Also, good morning. Midnight in Exile, Kara Soldier, Mike Savage, Blarg, Taco Pack is in the house. My favorite Canadian, Jaeger Pony. JB is here. My other favorite Canadian, Unacceptable Views. Trippy Liberty, what's up, my brother? It's been a while. What's up? It's been a while. Also, Renee Mayette, hello, my friend. Also, who else is here? Shrapnel's in the house. Anon, 1, 2, 3, is here. And Lord Stanhope. The gang's slowly rolling in. And Somnambule Nation, who of course did the requisite promotion of the show, like you often do. What did I do there? Here we go. I should be in notifications. Speaking of which, a lot of you have been doing that. Thank you to all of you who are promoting the show by posting on X or wherever else you post. Anyone else posted anywhere besides X? I mean, X is a great place to do it, but there's other places like Facebook and all that crap if you ever do. Good morning, on the honorable mention list of favorite Canadians, Special Can Acid, and then also good morning, Resolute Germ. Nice to have you here. Everyone's rolling in. Thank you to the people who have retweeted the show, though. JB, CG, Somnambule Nation, and got a couple Let's Goes. Yeah, we have definitely some TV show Let's Goes. It's kind of there. I'm just swing here, go here. Somnambule Nation tweeting out the show on your own, beating me to it as usual. I appreciate that. So there you go. All right. Oh, and JB with the Let's Go. What is that? We got is that another samurai thing? Good Lord. Anyway. All right. Let's get into the show. Couple things happened today. Today is National Ag Day. Thank a farmer if you eat today, because that's pretty much how you get all your food. What did you retract that message for? I don't even know what it was. And so let's see. Department of Agriculture, let me enunciate a little better, says on National Ag Day. Wait, whoa, forward slurs issue. What? Illinois school. Okay, fix that. National Ag Day, we recognize the unwavering dedication of American farmers, ranchers, and ag workers for providing resources that sustain our communities. USDA is committed to supporting their vital work and ensuring a strong future for generations to come. Ag Day 2025. And lots of people mentioning that. Ohio Treasurer says on National Ag, Robert Sprague, on National Ag Day, we recognize the hard work of Ohio farmers and producers. Thanks for all you do. Alabama governor also, a lot of people thanking farmers today. So again, if you eat, you probably need to thank a farmer, unless you have a self-sustaining farm out in the woods somewhere where you hunt and gather all your own food. Thank the farmers today. Yes. KC from KC and the Sunshine Band and Terry DeSario. Oh, the original was originally Barbara Mason solo. I didn't know that. I knew it was KC and Terry DeSario. That's the way. I like it. Okay. Next, what else is? I don't have a lot of fluff today. Just because I'm late, but. I think Adam Sandler may be making a mistake, and we'll see. But Netflix has talked Adam Sandler into doing a sequel, not nyquil, a sequel of Happy Gilmore. Apparently Happy Gilmore 2's coming out this summer on Netflix. And I agree with the sentiment of this poster right here, who says, please don't be shite, because please don't be shite. Please don't be shite. Look, Happy Gilmore holds a special place in my heart, the original Happy Gilmore, because it was dumb, but it was funny, and it was just some of the gags. I mean, the best part, in my opinion, was when Bob Barker goes and fights Happy Gilmore at the course and beats his ass. It was hilarious. All kinds of funny things. The late, great Carl Weathers was in that movie. And just all of Adam Sandler's friends who show up in all of his movies were in it. It was just a funny, just a movie that you didn't have to really think about too hard. It was just there to be funny. Yes, it's about a hockey player who was a terrible hockey player, but he had a tremendous slap shot, and he parlayed that into becoming a golf pro, and it's just a funny movie. I love it. If you gotta actually enjoy Adam Sandler movies, like it, but I just hope they don't screw it up. I really do. I hope the writing's good. Someone says Happy Gilmore should be in the theater, it would make billions and trillions of dollars. Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, it's going to be on Netflix, which always makes me worried. Now, but I have to say, some Netflix productions are not too bad. In fact, a lot of them aren't too bad. We watch a lot of Netflix, and there have been other sequels to stuff on Netflix that haven't been terrible. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Some more people say good morning to you. Good morning, Tex AG 007, 2 days in a row. And Alexander, the Scourge is in the house. How you doing? Also, K-Show, what up? And I think I already said Shrapnel, but I'll say it again. Hi, Shrapnel. Couldn't be any worse than Jack and Jill. What was that? I'm not sure. It will be shite. Sandler hasn't made a good movie in like 20 years. No, that's not true. But he's made a couple serious movies that were actually pretty good. The one about him, I think, what was he? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it, but he was a kind of a gambler guy. And I can't remember. What was that movie now? Well, I guess I can't remember. No, he's been in a couple movies that were serious that were actually pretty good, but his funny movies just don't always hit. Well, that's if you don't like Adam Sandler, because I really I liked what was the one where he's the, not Mr. Biggs. What the one where he, what's the name of that movie? The one that had Winona Ryder in it. Anyway, we'll figure it out later. Somebody will do it. Moneyball. Not Moneyball. Was it? What was the one? Shoot, I don't know. Wait, why are we talking about Laverne Cox? And what an ironic name. Happy will be trans in this one. No, he won't. That's not, Mr. Deeds. Yeah, that's the one. I really liked Mr. Deeds. I thought that was pretty good too. When they're on the damn helicopter singing David Bowie was hilarious. So anyway, all right. A couple more notifications, maybe. Yeah. Oh, some more people have shared the show. Here we go. Thank you, K-Shull and Resolute Germ and Trippy Liberty and I said JB already. Also, Man Squatch tweeting out the show and Resolute Germ with the record. Now this is Demolition. This is the fake Legion of Doom, the fake Road Warriors. It's like the Legion of Doom are the fake Road Warriors, and Demolition is the fake Legion of Doom, basically. So, yeah, whatever. But anyway, let's go. Hey, let's go. All right, I'm gonna let's get into the main. Well, no. Oh, wait. Let's do a couple news items first. And then we will get into the main topic, and then we'll just kind of do random topics that I have in the list, because I want to make sure I get to this main topic today. It's very important to me, just because I think it's insane what is happening. So big news in space. I wish Gun Fox were here to share this with us, but apparently U.S. astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams are finally headed back to Earth. After being stranded in space for 9 months, U.S. astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams finally departed from the International Space Station early Tuesday to begin their long-awaited journey back home after spending more than 9 months stuck in space. Wilmore, 62, and Williams, 59, are aboard SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule called Freedom, which is set to re-enter Earth's atmosphere Tuesday with the Florida splashdown around 5:57 p.m. According to NASA, the stranded pair, who were originally supposed to be in space for only 10 days last summer, are traveling home with fellow American Nick Hague and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Gorbunov as they finish their tour on the Crew 9 mission. Wilmore and Williams have been stuck in the International Space Station since June, when their Boeing Starliner capsule suffered leaks and mechanical issues, forcing NASA to return the craft without anyone on board. The episode left Boeing's commercial spaceflight ambitions tumbling, with SpaceX serving as the only backup available to help bring the astronauts home. So, Elon Musk getting more government charity by being the only one who can bring people back from the space station. So anyway, so there you go. It's about damn time. Thank goodness for Elon Musk. I wonder if all the lefties are going to be mad about are gonna be screaming and protesting Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams for coming back on a SpaceX flight. I'm just you know how they are. Good morning, Evan S. How you doing? I see you. Peekaboo, I see you. 3 hours left. 3-hour tour. Yeah. That's cute. They're stuck on a 3-hour tour. Hold on. Did they even go back and change the tag on the video from WWF to WWE? Because it wasn't WWF then, was it? Wait, which on that Legion or excuse me, on the what do you call it? Which the No. Who was it? Demolition was part of WWF. It's a long time ago. Isn't it weird? Because when I think Demolition. How long ago was that? It's got to be 30 years ago that Demolition was in the WWF when it was still WWF, right? So there you go. Also, thank you, Tyre Alexander, the Scourge, for retweeting the show and doing the requisite Ric Flair woo! Gotta have a woo when you're doing this show. Thank you, Tyre Alexander. Appreciate it. And then thank you, Avocados W. You are the first sponsor, which makes you the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Dropping a small bullet, aka $2.23 in the tip jar via Streamlabs, saying, when asked what the first thing she would do now that she was back on Earth, she said, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Let me read this. Let me read the entire thing for the viewing audience. Good morning, Rick Ashbreaker, by the way. Avocados Doubly again with a 223 in the tip jar, saying, when asked what was the first thing she would do now that she was back on Earth, she said, hit Planned Parenthood. Yeah, because they were. Except she's 59 years old, so maybe she's already gone through menopause. I'm just saying. But he was hitting that. What do you do up there for 9 months? And a proper dump in a shower. Yes, that's exactly right, Special Can Acids. So there you go. In other news, we got, apparently today is the day that we're going to get the unredacted JFK files. I'll believe it when I see it. Trump releasing all JFK files, saying, I don't believe we're going to redact anything. President Donald Trump said while touring the Kennedy Center on Monday that he is releasing all of the files related to the assassination of former President John F. Kennedy this week, and they will likely, okay, that'd be a weasel word. That'd be a weasel. Yes, I did overthink the joke, I know. That is a weasel word. They will likely not be redacted. That remains to be seen. Trump told reporters that the release will happen Tuesday afternoon. That'd be today, including approximately 80,000 documents. Holy shit. How long did that investigation take? How long does it take to produce 80,000 documents? How many, 80,000 documents. That's a lot of paper, man. Anyway, quote, while you're here, I thought it would be appropriate that we are tomorrow announcing giving all the Kennedy files, Trump said. So people have been waiting for this for decades, and I've instructed my people that we are responsible. Lots of different people put together by Tulsi Gabbard. You know Tulsi. She's a lovely young lady. That's all going to be released tomorrow. We have a tremendous amount of paper. It's lots of paper. The meeting. I don't believe we're going to redact anything. I said, just don't redact. You can't redact, he continued. But we're going to be releasing the JFK files, and that would be tomorrow. So there you go. Trump said has not personally seen all the documents, but he's heard about them. That's funny. The president added that I don't know why that's funny. It just is. President added that there will be no summaries released with the documents and that the public and the media will have to come up with their own conclusions. It's approximately 80,000 papers, he said, so it's lots of stuff. You'll make your own determination. We don't need to watch the video because I just did the whole thing myself. Good morning, Septus Wolf. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. So there you go. JFK files this afternoon. We need to crowdsource the full summary so we can get a nice summary. And there you go. Just went out of sync for anyone else. Did what? The stream? Or is it just your audio going in and out? I don't know. Did something happen? Did something happen? I hope not. By the way, there's 32 people here and only 13 likes. What the hell's going on? Fix that. Hit the like button. That's how you get more people to show up. If you hit the like button, then more people are notified, and then maybe some more people show up. You can make fun of, some lefties who come in here to troll, or you can find new comrades, or, what's another? I hate the word comrade because we're not like that, but you know what I mean. Anyway, good morning, Anna Lynn. What's up? Nice to have you here. All right, let's get to the main topic, because this one pissed me off just reading the headline, and we're gonna go through the article and the supplementary article. I haven't gone through the whole thing yet. I just read the first paragraph and I just about, punched a bunny. I'm saying, you know what I mean? And that's not a euphemism, okay? Because no, not at all, not even close. Anyway, so apparently in Illinois school. This is the headline that made you go, what? What? Illinois school staff watched to ensure girls changed in front of a trans-identifying boy, according to a child's mother. Now, when they say trans-identifying boy, they mean trans girl, a boy who identifies as a girl. School staff watched to ensure that happened. Good morning, Reaction Puerto Rico. The mother of a girl attending an Illinois middle school said that after her daughter refused to change her clothes in front of a biological boy who identified as a transgender girl, school officials stepped in and forced her to do so. Lord, help the teacher that would have done that to my child. I don't know that I would I would be able to handle my emotions properly and someone would be bleeding. Nicole Georges told the story of what had happened to her 13-year-old daughter and other girls at Shepherd Middle School while speaking at Deerfield Schools District 109, a Deerfield School District 109 school board meeting on Thursday. National Review reported Deerfield is a suburb of Chicago. Georges said her daughter came home upset on February 5th, saying a boy was using the girl's bathroom. Wait, are we still, is audio cutting in and out? Is it? Is that just one person or anyway? According to Georges, the girl was then told by school administrators that the boy was allowed to use the girl's locker room and bathroom because he identified as a girl, and the school's, quote, inclusive, end quote, bathroom policy allowed him to use whichever locker room he wanted. Georges said she spoke to school administrators and told them they were violating President Donald Trump's executive order that prohibited males from using female locker rooms and participating in girls' sports. The school stood its ground, citing the district's legal counsel. There's still something wrong in this situation that needs to be explained to me. Because, look, I can understand maybe a school is going to defy Donald Trump because, Orange Man, bad, Mango Mussolini, bad. But after this exchange, Georges said Thursday, the situation went from bad to worse. A few days later, the male student was present in the girls' locker room. Feeling violated, the girls made the choice not to change into their PE clothes with a biological male student present, Georges said. The mother said that school administrators then supervised the girls' locker room to make sure that the girls change their clothes in front of the transgender identifying boy without protesting. They weren't allowed to protest. They were forced to get dressed in front of the boy. She identified the school's district assistant superintendent for student services, the school assistant principal, and the director for student services as the administrators who forced the girls to change in front of the boy, according to the Lake County Gazette. The girls just want their privacy and they want their locker room back, she said. There are gender-neutral options. This is my daughter's story and the story of many other girls who have been forced at the difficult age to do something they know and most adults know is wrong. Hello, Lewis. Why would they force the girls to undress in front of this other kid? Like, yeah, even if they didn't want to undress in front of another girl, that would be their prerogative. They should have an option to not do that, let alone a boy. A trans-identifying boy. A transgender girl. A human with a penis. Jorgis's story received boos from transgender activists in attendance at the school board meeting, including one transgender identifying person who also happens to have a child identifying as transgender. Oh, shocker. That sounds like some Munchausen shit. The discomfort or privacy concerns of other students, teachers, or parents are not valid reasons to deny or limit the full and equal use of those facilities based on a student's gender-related identity, said the activist who serves as the director of operations for Trans Upfront, an activist organization. Well, you can go stick your organization right up your front hole. Instead, any student, teacher, or other individual seeking more privacy should be accommodated by providing that individual with a more private option. Well, no, in this case, the school officials forced the girls to dress in front of the trans-identifying student. Jorga said she filed a civil rights complaint with the Justice Department. Now, there's a local story here, Lake County Gazette. Deerfield School District 109 administrators forced teen girls at Shepherd Middle School to change in front of a boy in their school locker room. Now, maybe Lake County Gazette, maybe that is a local, like maybe conservative paper, because I'm not sure that they would use that language in like the Chicago Tribune, right? They would say a transgender girl. That's according to parent testimony heard during public comment Thursday School District 109 school board meeting after receiving a complaint from the girls early in February that a boy was in the locker room while they were changing for gym class. District 109 Assistant Superintendent for Student Services Joanna Ford, Assistant Principal Kathy Von Treese, and Director for Student Services Ginger Logeman reprimanded the girls, then escorted them to the locker room and tried to force them to change in front of the boy. I would have told them to fuck right off. Find me if he's going to change in there. I want a different room to change in. I do not want to change in front of this person. I don't care. You know, it might be a gnarly girl who wants to beat him up. Would you force him to change in front of a bully? Parent Nicole Jorgis, whose daughter refused and ran out of the locker room, described her daughter's experience to the school board Thursday. The male student was present in the girls' locker room. Feeling violated, the girls made a choice not to change into their PE clothes with a biological male present. The next day, Jorgis said Ford, Van Tracy, and Logerman tried to bully them into changing in front of the boy. Oh, by the way, why did they have this person on here? Why this is not one of the people? Why did they have the picture of this person? So this is Carrick Goodman-Lucker, is a woman who dresses like a man and has a mustache and beard. She believes teen girls should be required to undress in front of teen boys in school locker rooms. You should be required to jump out of the helicopter straight into the wood chipper. How about that? The administrators all came into the girls' locker room, making them change into uniform. This went on all week. Gorgeous said, my daughter refused to take part in her privacy being violated. How dare they? She said Shepherd School Principal Rob Wegley told her daughter that any male student can use any girl's bathroom or locker room at his school as long as they claim to identify as female. Oh, really? How often? Or how consistent must their claim of being trans identifying be? Can they change it on a daily or change it on an hourly basis? What's the rules here, Principal? What's his name? Principal Wegley. Jorgis said Wegley told her this was the school policy as dictated by Ford and legal counsel. Gorgeous said she has filed a civil rights complaint on behalf of her daughter with the U.S. Department of Justice. Hello. Thank you, JB, dropping a 2-spot via Canada. Who says, via Super Chat, I identify as a can of whoop ass. Yes! I certainly concur. Thank you. All right, now, trans mask, non-binary human. This is a subhead. Hello, Big Dave. What up? An amazing disgrace is in the house. School board meeting. So then they're going to talk about the school board meeting. The school board meeting attracted a horde of cross-dressing activists from around the Chicago area, probably not even from that school district, because he said around this. When they say, look, when people from the Chicago land area, meaning the suburbs, could be at least 15 miles out from the actual Chicago, because everyone from every suburb of Chicago is from Chicago. Because the only reason I know that is I went to Drake University, which happens to be 30-2 in the men's basketball NCAA championships. And about 30% of Drake University were from the Chicagoland area. And you'd ask them where they're from. I'm from Chicago. And I'm like, no, where are you from? Well, I'm from, Oak Lawn, or I'm from, Evanston or something. They would never be from Chicago. They were always from some, 5th, 4th, 5th, or 6th ring suburb of Chicago. But anyway, it's Chicago. So I'm pretty sure that since there's, that many people in Chicago, there's a shit ton of suburbs. So anyway, the school board meeting attracted a horde of cross-district activists from around the Chicagoland area who came to speak in favor of requiring teen girls to undress in front of teenage boys who pretended to be girls. How can you force a child, especially a child in the puberty years, to dress in front of anybody? What do you... And just get right. Chicagoland ends about the point where Milwaukee starts, pretty much. Carrick Goodman Lucker. Oh, that's why they put this person in the picture in the article. Carrick Goodman Lucker of Northbrook. Wait a minute. I wonder how far Northbrook is from, what's the town? Deerfield? How far? Where's my phone? Siri. How far is Northbrook, Illinois from Deerfield, Illinois? Oh, they're like next door to neighbor suburbs. Well, whatever. Okay. Okay, let's start this again. Carrick Goodman Lucker of Northbrook, a female who dresses like a male and has grown a mustache and a beard, said she had a male cross-dressing friend in college who was pulled out of a women's bathroom and attacked by a police officer for using a bathroom he thought was safe. What the fuck does this have to do with forcing a teenage girl to dress in front of anybody she doesn't want to get undressed in front of? Means nothing. She complained that cross-dressing kids are being attacked as liars and deviants. Jessie Holtzman of Chicago, a woman who describes herself as queer, non-binary, consensually non-monogamous, intersectional, feminist, anti-racist, active, educator, and scholar, said that ensuring access to girls' bathrooms and changing rooms is not controversial. Really? Then why are you at a school board meeting that is not even in your school district? Holtzman said that, quote, research, end quote, shows middle school girls do better academically, socially, and emotionally when boys are allowed to watch them undress in school locker rooms. Okay, I'm pretty sure that wasn't a quote, but what the fuck? Please show me the peer-reviewed paper on that one. At Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, Holtzman is a recruiter of cross-dressers for a federally funded study on HIV incidence in cross-dressing men. On her LinkedIn, she says she also crafted a pronouns guide for Lurie. Great, a pronouns guide. Yes, thank you for teaching me how I'm going to speak the dialect that I speak. She previously worked for an independent gender and sexuality consultant, or as an independent gender and sexuality consultant. So she's a paid groomer. It's Crystal Larson. They got it in quotes, which you know what that means, of Haynesville, the Avon Township clerk and first cross-dressing male ever elected to office in Lake County. Oh, thank goodness. Came in a skin-tight black miniskirt dress to speak on behalf of the 2,000 cross-dressing school students he claims attends Lake County schools. 2,000. 2,000. Oh my God. That's a social contagion. Larson said he was, quote, once a boy in middle school back in the 80s because he didn't know any differently. And he had a penis. He said the school board should have more concern for the cross-dressing boy who finally feels authentic in the girls' locker room. They use authentic the way a lot of people use the word literally. How are they feeling, he said. That's what we really need to be considering. Well, yeah, see, at the expense of everybody else. That's what it is. It's at the expense of, and that's why I asked the question, what about the other kids? What about the other kids? Why are you creating trauma for a majority of kids? You can probably find a way. You know what? Here's what you could do. And maybe you could designate a special gender neutral or gender, space where all the gender confused kids can all get dressed together. What the fuck? Charlie Friedman of Berwyn, a female who describes herself as a trans-mask, non-binary human. Well, wait a minute. If you're non-binary, then why the mask? And I don't mean M-A-S-K. She's saying trans-masculine, non-binary human, and also has a beard, used much for 3 minutes at the podium to praise Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker for protecting the right of teen boys to watch teen girls undress. That's because his twin brother is a woman now. That's why. We're very lucky to live in a state that protects cross-dressing men, she said, adding that her cross-dressing son was standing next to Pritzker when he signed an executive order in 2019 establishing a task force ordered to create special rights for cross-dressing teens across the states. Oh, yippee. Hello, Kirill Elzarov. How you doing? Welcome. Let my kid identify as the king of France. Well, there you go. And you can just kick Macron in the nuts. In 2023, Friedman started a GoFundMe seeking to raise $3,000 for what she called her Yeetus the Teetus Fund. Oh, paying for top surgery to remove her breasts. Quote, Last year, I started the process towards dealing with some unfortunate health issues with the added bonus of helping with my gender dysphoria by getting a hysterectomy. Oh, well, you're an adult. Yeah, go dress in front of whoever wants to, and someone beat the... Well, I shouldn't say that. That wouldn't be nice. Don't beat anyone up just because they're transgender, but you don't have to dress in front of them. You have a choice. Adults can choose. Why can't kids? It was amazing and life-changing, and I put my entire out-of-pocket on my credit card, she said. This year I have top surgery upcoming, and well, I simply cannot do that again. Oh, so you went to a school board meeting to hawk your GoFundMe site so you can get your tits cut off. Got it. I select a boy. Yeah, boy. Tina Nelson of Deerfield informed the board she is a lesbian. Well, good for you. I'm related. I have lesbians in my family. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, wait. Let's see what it says. Wait. Well, let's see what he says. Tina Nelson of Deerfield, who informed the board she is a lesbian, said those opposed to letting boys watch teen girls undress in the locker room are petty women pushing the white supremacist agenda of their cis white husbands and their white god.
You're fucking a white male!
Bitch, stop using black people to push your bullshit agenda. Okay? You can't call it white supremacy just because some white woman said it. Okay? Stop it. Cross-dressing activists refer to non-cross-dressers, okay, as they're using cross-dressers and as transgender synonymously, so this is obviously a conservative paper. Cross-dressing activists refer to cross-dressers as cis and to white non-cross-dressers as cis-white. Or the Deerfield District 109 School Board includes, okay, this gives the name of the school board. Two of them are running unopposed for re-election in the April 1 consolidated election, along with new candidates, David Mirov and Ramon Abraham, for 4 open spots on the board. Montgomery and Morrison are not running again. So there's a school board election coming up, and if you live in Deerfield, Illinois, let's find out what they think about forcing children to dress in front of any other children. If a child does not want to get dressed in front of her little sister, you can't force her to do it. What is wrong with these people? Holy shit. Well, my choice wasn't to be here and be outraged today, but that one just pissed me off. It just pissed me off to no end. And I'm not going to get to a whole lot of other news, so let's just kind of skim through what's trending, and we'll go from there. Good morning. Mrs. Hayes is in my chat. The Blue Klux Klan is a term I recently learned for the Dems who like to exploit certain communities. Yeah, that's a good one. The Blue Klux Klan. That is funny. That's a good one. I'm going to be using that a lot now. Yeah, that's beyond fucked up. By the way, if you're new here, subscribe. And if you're not new here, well, you're going to get links today. But if you're new here, I will drop these links on the chat at the end of the show, and it'll also be in the description of the video when I get done. But we have more to look at. Things trending on the internet, on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Juanita's trending because apparently Juanita Broderick, the woman who has claimed and probably has evidence that Bill Clinton did that violation thing of her way back when, and just like he did with some others. Apparently she got swatted last night. There's been a rash of conservative people, a lot of them on X in particular, and I think maybe they're getting doxxed and they're getting swatted. So she wrote this yesterday. I just got swatted. About 10 police and a SWAT team showed up. They said the caller said there were 2 masked men and people inside had been shot. And correctly, she says, this shit needs to stop. It does. someone's going to get killed. And it's going to be because and that's what I think they want. But fortunately, the police, they got through it, whatnot. Thank you, Tyre Alexander, dropping a $2.30 in the tip jar. And guess what, Tyre? You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Who says, Whiskey Johnny, I thought I heard the old man say, Whiskey Johnny, I will treaty my crew to a decent way. A whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, a glass of grog for every man. Whiskey Johnny and a bottle for the shantyman. Oh, whiskey for my Johnny, I owe. Oh, thank you. Another little ditty. I'm assuming that has some Irish background to it. Thank you, Tyre Alexander. Appreciate it. Okay. Also trending. Let's see. Oh, Conor McGregor. I guess Conor McGregor caused a stir at the White House. Conor McGregor critique sparks Irish immigration debate. So obviously, you know, it was St. Patrick's Day yesterday, right? So the White House invited everyone's favorite Irishman, Conor McGregor. He can be a dick, but he's also entertaining. During a St. Patrick's Day visit to the White House, MMA fighter Conor McGregor made critical remarks about Ireland's handling of illegal immigration, claiming some towns were being overrun, quote unquote. His comments have sparked controversy with the Irish leaders, including Taoiseach Michael Martin, explicitly distancing themselves from McGregor's statements, asserting they do not reflect Ireland's spirit of inclusivity on St. Patrick's Day. McGregor's visit involved a meeting with President Donald Trump and interactions with the media, where he voiced his concerns. So apparently, let's see, they say what they want about Conor McGregor, but the fact of the matter is he's speaking for the regular Irish people who have no voice like this lady. So let's see what this lady said. I'm sure. Hang on. I'm going to full screen so we can get her big old face in there. Let's see what she says about what Conor McGregor said.
We're well able to differentiate between people fleeing from war and people just migrants. Yeah. We don't want more services if that means more people. No. Most people might not know why we're walking. Okay. We are walking because there's a measure of discontent in the town.
There's a march in the town.
A lot of young men who are not working, who have accommodation that my son certainly couldn't get any accommodation when he came back.
Oh, they're housing the migrants too in Ireland. In Ireland. Mike, tell me what's going on in Ireland.
Australia. Yeah. You begin to see through and realise they're all the same. They deliver the same thing. We're dictated by Europe anyway, and we have no sovereignty. They're pretending we have, and they're always talking about small communities and input and small people. That's all bullshit. You're introducing euthanasia. Life begins and ends, and you can't interfere in it. Removed any legislation that protected the most vulnerable, which was the child in the womb.
Okay, they're more shit about several things.
And make us believe that a man and a woman are the same as each other. They're not. They're complementary. But everybody who's in Ballaghaderreen at the moment, who's using up all the housing, no housing for the local people, everybody now in Ballaghadereen they're not contributing to the community in any way. And people are reasonable and good and welcoming, and this is a wonderful community, but it's been fragmented. And at the moment, Ballaghadereen cannot take any more. We only 2 doctors. We need to recognise that a very small community, about 2,300 people live there on the census. I have a young daughter, a nurse, came back from England to nurse here. It took her ages to get vetting. Ages. Don't pretend that you're for the people. Just tell us the truth.
Sounds like she's talking about Democrats in the United States. You can play the rest yourself. Thank you, Avocado Stialbe. Dropping another small bullet in the tip jar saying, isn't St. Patrick's Day celebrating the purging and forced conversion of the Druids? Not exactly the most inclusive of holidays. Druid. I thought it was something about snakes. Anyway, thank you, AD. Appreciate it. So anyway, and then apparently the government and media have gone into overdrive because of Conor McGregor's remarks in the Oval Office and his invitation to the White House for St. Patrick's Day. This person says we should be celebrating this little win. He put what is happening in Ireland into the spotlight. He spoke more truth in 5 minutes than this government has ever done. The government and the media can't hide and lie anymore about the Irish becoming a minority. They can't deny that this country is being destroyed by unlimited mass immigration, although Conor only spoke on illegal immigration. Legal immigration is an issue too. So, he had here, I'll put if you want to read the article on his visit, I'll have the Zero Hedge article up here. I'm talking about Ireland is overrun with illegal immigrants. So similar situation as the United States. All right, moving on. Mussolini is trending. Apparently Donald Trump, someone took a picture of Donald Trump at the Kennedy Center, and and everyone's now comparing him to Mussolini. So that's just par for the course. Hire American is trending. This one's getting some mixed reviews because some people are talking about how they are ICE patrolling the Home Depots and raiding some businesses, and they're sending a lot of the illegal people who are in the country illegally. And some are saying, well, you could hire American instead of bitching about it. And so anyway, and then other people are saying, well, how are you going to hire American if you're firing federal workers? Well, federal workers don't produce anything but more government red tape. And so if you're a fired federal worker, there are certainly jobs out there because we're kicking a lot of the illegal aliens out who are taking other jobs. Or you can learn to code. No, I shouldn't say that. But they're also still using the sob story that, oh my God, some of these people that you're firing from the federal government workforce are veterans. We should hire veterans. And apparently Tammy Duckworth, she's senator from Wisconsin, whatever, she put some bill out saying that it's called the Save Veterans Jobs Act, and they would act to force the rehire of any veteran who is part of the firing process in the federal government. It's like, really? What is it? 1% of the federal workforce might be veterans. So, we should just rehire the veterans and not, anyone else. It's just, it's a emotional blackmail type of bill. Real quick. Thank you, Tyler Alexander, who says, I got a sister is 9 feet tall. Way me boys to Cuba. She sleeps in the kitchen with her feet on the hall. Way me boys to Cuba. Running down to Cuba. Give me a girl that can fandango. Way me boys to Cuba. She's round as a melon and sweet as a mango. Oh, Tyre, getting a little sexy time there. Well, not with your sister, but I know what you mean. Anyway, thank you, Tyre, dropping a deuce in the tip jar. Greatly appreciated. That was from thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's see. What else is trending? Obamacare is trending. Did Obamacare pass like many years ago this day or something? I don't know. Everyone's talking about Obamacare today. And so some people are thinking of it as the greatest, thing since, sliced avocado on your toast. This is the moment 30 million people got health care. I remember because they passed Obamacare and signed it. Yeah, no, it wasn't the moment they got health care. It's a moment that people were forced to buy insurance. And there's a moment that the insurance companies started jacking up premiums. And it's the moment that, people had, small payments and low deductibles and ended up now having high payments and high deductibles. In fact, this guy was a freelancer paying $560 a month out of pocket for a solid plan covering my family of 6. Then came Obamacare. Premium doubled, needed government subsidy to pay for pricier health care that was junk by comparison. I remember too, and I won't forget it, not ever. So yeah, go fuck yourself. It's just one of those systems that we got to figure out. We've got to figure it out. And here's someone. This is total revisionist bullshit. 30 million people didn't get health care. They were forced on an exchange to get health insurance. And then there's a massive difference between the two. Obamacare penalized poor people with penalties and greatly increased the cost of health insurance for everybody. It sure did. Other things trending. Iran is trending. Apparently, are we flirting with a war with Iran? I know that. So this is weird. Maybe I've got this wrong. Maybe you know more than I do because I haven't been paying attention to this. But apparently, like the Houthis in Yemen were threatening shipping lanes and something, and so the Americans are putting some boats in the Gulf, and then they're going to fire on the Yemens. But then the Iranians were firing on the Yemenis, the Houthis, and we want to protect Houthis. I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you what. If you go through this thread, it goes in every direction possible. So I'm just going to let you figure it out if you happen to click this one. Moving on. Loomer is trending. Apparently, Laura Loomer has been busy lately. I think she's a little bit nutty, but sometimes she accomplishes things. I don't know. But apparently, she is taking credit for Donald Trump stripping Hunter Biden of his Secret Service protection. So Trump posted this on Truth Social. Hunter Biden has had Secret Service protection for an extended period of time, all paid for by the United States taxpayer. There are as many as 18 people in his detail, which is ridiculous. He's currently vacationing in, of all places, South Africa, where human rights of people has been strenuously questioned. Because of this, South Africa has been taken off our list of countries receiving economic and financial assistance. Please be advised that effective immediately, Hunter Biden will no longer receive Secret Service protection. Likewise, Ashley Biden, who has 13 agents, will be taken off the list. Apparently, Joe Biden, before he left office, assigned the Secret Service to his kids, like massively. And apparently, Hunter Biden, by the way, supposedly is broke. You know, and he couldn't, there was some deal he was supposed to be paying some shit out in California. He's broke and can't pay it. And now he's in South Africa. And so Laura Loomer is taking the credit for finding Hunter Biden and his gigantic Secret Service detail. And here's what she wrote. I'll read this one, even though I'm running out of time. Exclusive. In an international investigation with my contacts on the ground in Cape Town, South Africa, I have captured exclusive photos of Hunter Biden this morning with his Secret Service detail, proving that he fled the country right after he was served a deposition notice in his failed laptop lawsuit on February 28th. So he filed a defamation suit about the laptop. He tried to withdraw it, and the defendant said, oh, no, we're going to go right through this. We're doing depositions. We're doing this whole thing, and we have a countersuit. To which Hunter Biden said, oh, shit, I probably should get out of here. So he fled to South Africa, basically. She continues, I exclusively reported this over a week ago, and the media ignored it and doubted my claims that Hunter Biden was still getting U.S. Secret Service protection since Joe Biden is no longer in the White House as president. Now, the president of the United States, all former presidents get Secret Service protection. And if they have young children still get Secret Service protection. But there's an age limit unless there is a special dispensation from the current president saying, well, yeah, we'll continue the Secret Service, protection because, they're a unique and whatever individual. Donald Trump said, get that shit out of here. You're done. Anyway, so she continues, though I decided to take my investigation international and matters into my own hands to prove the media and detractors wrong and expose this egregious waste, 18 Secret Service agents, and abuse of taxpayer funds. I can exclusively confirm that the U.S. Secret Service is being forced to protect Hunter Biden, his second wife, Melissa Cohen, and their child, Beau, as they shop at high-end stores and live in an oceanside village in Cape Town for the next 6 weeks to 3 months. On March 5th, 2025, just 9 days ago, Hunter Biden signed a declaration that he and his lawyers submitted to federal court judges in Los Angeles, California, under oath with penalty of perjury, in which he said he is broke and millions, why is that doing that? And millions of dollars in debt. Now, despite claiming poverty, well, he might still be in debt. He might be living off his debt, or I don't know. Despite claiming poverty, he is living the high life in one of the most expensive neighborhoods on the continent of Africa, all while being protected by the U.S. Secret Service. I can confirm by my on-the-ground investigation that the U.S. Secret Service is working with the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, South Africa, to provide U.S. taxpayer-funded protection for Hunter Biden and his wife during their entire time in South Africa. And his Secret Service detail includes 12 fucking agents per day. 4 agents work to protect Hunter and his wife every 8 hours in 3-hour shifts for a total of 12 Secret Service agents every day on the U.S. taxpayers' dime. And then she has some photos and whatnot. So Every once in a while, Loomer comes up with something. Who knows? She also did an investigation on some judge. Apparently, one of the judges in some of these cases that the Democrats are filing against the Trump administration. Here's one breaking less than 12. Breaking less than 12 hours after I exposed Judge James Boasberg's conflict of interest with his daughter, Catherine Boasberg, who works for a 501c called Partners for Justice that gives criminal illegal aliens and gang members legal advice. Catherine Boasberg has deleted her LinkedIn page and her Instagram account. I have exclusively uncovered a massive conflict of interest involving James Boasberg, the chief judge in the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. Judge Boasberg recently made the decision to prevent the deportation of criminal illegal alien gang members on planes out of the country. So there you go. Did he know he had the conflict of interest? I'm going to guess yes, he did, because they don't give a fuck about that. Whoopi Goldberg's trending. Apparently, what did Whoopi say that's stupid? Oh, pretty much everything that comes out of her mouth. But she's claiming that Donald Trump's going to be deporting American citizens. So a lot of people are laughing at her about that. I don't know who would he deport? Where would he deport them to? He's not. Nah, that's not it. Anyway, you can read it. And then Stephen Miller had a couple outings on CNN that people are talking about. Let's see, how long is this one? Do I have time? I don't really have time. You can check these out. This is 9 minutes long. But the title, which James Woods puts here in his tweet, watching Stephen Miller field dress the carcass of this poor liberal lapdog is entertainment of the highest order. We might have to watch this one tomorrow. Oh, God, Lord Stanhope. Oh, I almost... Hi, Woo. My friend now at Studios, my dear friend from high school. Good morning. Whoopi released her nudes despite the world. No, nobody wants to see that shit. And then I got several articles open, but I don't really have time to get into them deeply. The one I wanted to talk about, though, is that we talked about this yesterday. Trump declaring the Biden's pardons of the January 6th committee void and vacant due to autopen. He clarified that in one of those impromptu interviews, because he doesn't stop talking when the people are, when he's getting on planes and stuff. Here's how he clarified that.
To follow up on the Biden auto pen, are those executive orders, those pardons from the former president now null and void?
Well, I think so. It's not my decision. That'll be up to a court.
Catch that? They asked him if he thought those pardons were null and void, and his answer was, I think so. That'll be up to a court. I don't think that is the strongest case for those pardons to be a null and void, though. I think the stronger case would be the fact, and including his son, his family, his brothers, whatever, that you can't pardon something that hasn't been charged. Now, obviously, we have the precedent would be Gerald Ford pardoning Richard Nixon, for nothing that was specified. But here's the problem. That pardon has never been challenged in the courts. Nobody bothered to challenge the pardon of Richard Nixon in the courts. So we don't have a legal precedent on that. And if you look at the pardon powers, a pardon has to be, and it's not about the auto pen of Joe New. That's the other part. You can, if Joe knew about it, it doesn't matter how he signed it. He could use a stamp or a wax and a seal or whatever. It's all valid because he knew about it and that's what he used to sign it. That's not the problem. Okay. In fact, we use auto pens in the mortgage industry all the time too. That is not the problem. The problem is a pardon by definition would be of a known crime that you were either convicted of or charged with. And in particular, convicted of. You can't pardon error. You can't pardon just. So the bigger issue for this, and their strongest case that those pardons are not valid is because they weren't for anything that anyone was charged with. So I think that's the stronger case to go through the courts, as far as I'm concerned. But that's me. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I might be fucking wrong because I'm just a guy on the internet. All right. There's a bunch of other headlines going on. Just editorial on federal judges Trump hate is only harming the courts themselves. And this is Glenn Reynolds from Instapundit, law professor at, I can't remember where is he a law professor at? He's a professor at University of Tennessee. And then I got several other articles, but that's going to be it for today. You can check out the list because I need to be finished. I'll leave the aggregator in there, even though a lot of the articles are from the aggregator. That's it. I got to go, guys. We'll be back on Hump Day tomorrow, of course, as always. And what did I do there? Did I not? Oh, okay, I didn't. Did I mess up? I hope I didn't hit the wrong button. You know me. I'm pretty good at hitting the wrong button. Oh, there we go. Okay, there. I just close that, and close that. And now the world is all good again. Okay, here we go. Here are today's links. And I will have those in the description of this video /stream and all that stuff. I got to go. Thank you. Oh, number one is here too. I didn't see it. I just caught you. That's it. I got to go. Thank you everybody for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. Please tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Also, Monday, this coming Monday, the 1500th episode of the Morning Night Live will be on that Monday. We're starting early, an hour early that day. And hopefully I'll be able to set up a call-in show for a good portion of the show. So that's it. Thank you. Gotta go. My name is P-Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great friggin' day. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.